weather be coolin'. On the block with your posse, rollin'. I seen the world, the guru of rap. Payback's a fact. When you attack, knowin' where you're going. Get the knowledge and the money starts flowing. Like a river flowing to the ocean. Sit back, relax, and listen to a notion. Education in relation to the blacks, whites, Indians, Hispanics, Asians. They're making it, not faking it, breaking it, shaking it, or taking it. Now they're earning more bills than they were before, because they're learning more skills that they were yearning for. Sound good, you can cultivate success. Stick to it, get through it, get the tools, and get the best. Me.
Stay in school. Get an education. Make something of yourself. That's what you hear all the time, right? People tell you you'll need these skills when you grow up, when you get out into the real world. But how can you tell what's out there, what you're going to do with all this math or science or history when you get out into the real world? Who's telling you about that, huh? How are you supposed to relate what you're doing now, today, to what you'll be doing in 5, 6, 7 years? Well, it depends on what you want to do. You know about doctors and lawyers, so maybe you want to become one. Or do you really like what you're starting to learn about computers, but you don't know what you'll be able to do with that when you're older? Or maybe your favorite class is the one where you learn how to make things, like in construction classes, or tool and die, or computer-aided design. You see the kids in high school doing all these things, and you know what? They'll be ready to get jobs the day they get a high school diploma right in their hands, because they're sticking to it, finding the things they like to do, and learning to do them well. And then they can get jobs, good jobs, where they'll make good money. Let's take a look at what's out there in the companies that make things, the manufacturing companies.
Instead of surgery, they watch MDTV. Doctors saving lives with new technology. They're seeing things that they've never seen before. Working for the day when disease would be no more. Using video to get the inside story. Without the right tools, there'll be no glory. But thanks to the greatest, the biggest, the baddest, Watch Island pros, they get the status for making it. The jobs are maxing. They know the stuff just like Bo Jackson. The work is chill with the future full of dollars. A life so smooth, they must be Rhodes Scholars. For all this, a PhD, the pros got here on the high school diplomacy. Sound good, you can have the same success. Stick to it, get through, get the tools, and be the best. Me.
If you're not from here, you've probably never heard of Skinny Atlas, New York before, but lots of people in the medical profession have. That's because this company, Welch Allyn Incorporated, makes a piece of equipment that helps surgeons save lives. They make a tiny, almost microscopic transmitter that doctors use to look inside people's bodies. Hospitals all over the world use it to find diseases that are too small or too well hidden to diagnose. Like this. This is the actual digestive system of a person who might have been scheduled for surgery. Doctors thought that surgery might be necessary until they used Welch Allyn's endoscopic device. They were able to look inside the colon, part of the intestine, to see what was really wrong. They found that the illness this person had could be cured through medicine instead of surgery, so the patient went home that same day without any hospital stay and was healthy again in just a few days. They make this piece of video equipment here at the Skinny Atlas facility, and that's where you come in. Yeah, you. If you have the tool and die skills necessary, you can help make the machine that makes this piece of video equipment, like Don does. We're going to talk to Don today and find out what his job is. So Don, what do you do here?
Well, I'm making a new prototype unit for our diagnosis set.
What's a prototype?
It's just a new product. It's a look-see model, something to give our engineers an idea of what they really want.
So you just make the part here on the machine and monitor the machine to make sure nothing goes wrong, or is there more to it?
Well, no, we've taken an apprenticeship program to give us the skills we need to machine this part, to create something from nothing, to use our machining skills and our knowledge of the materials we have to use and of the machines we have to use. We have to do a lot of interpretation of the parts we're making.
Interpretation?
Meaning we have to be able to take apart the prints and look at them and find out what the designer wants or what the engineer wants, and to give him the final product that he needs.
So while you're down here, you're using your hands as well as your mind?
Oh yes, most certainly. With the apprenticeship program and that, and the tool and die trade, you have to use both.
The apprenticeship program?
Yeah, it's a program that Welch Allyn sponsors and works with the people in the plant to increase the skills of their employees.
And you went to college to get all this education?
Well, I came out of high school and knocked around in factories for a while and found I wasn't going to get too far in that situation, so I decided to look for a skilled trade. Welch Allyn offered an apprenticeship program, and I took them up on their offer.
Good, I'm glad you like it. Thanks a lot.
Machines in motion, carry lotion, fabricated from a secret potion. From coast to coast, from Queens to Cali, Paula, Jane, Janet, Christy, and Sally. They're trying it, they're buying it, selling by the millions, there's no denying it. One person in control of production, a problem solver to prevent obstruction. Kick some ballistics, check the statistics. The job is smooth, futuristic. Computer skills produce smooth complexions. Get this, G is a suggestion, just like Brutus. You always knew this, get your diploma, and you can do this. Sound good, smooth your way to success. Stick to it, get through, get the skills, and be the best.
Make it.
Carrie is so very, very. You've seen those commercials, right? Well, this is where Carrie Lotion happens, at Westwood Squibb in Buffalo. Everything here at Westwood Squibb has to be 100% pure, so everyone who works here, even if they're just walking through from the offices, has to suit up in lab coats and caps. You want to know the secret formula for Carrie Lotion? Well, they won't tell you, but there's a lot more to know about how a place like this works. This production line sorts and fills thousands of bottles of lotion every day. Then it caps the bottles and packs them into boxes for shipping. Look around. Just a few people work these lines. So you're one of the people who keeps these lines running?
Yes, I am.
Wow, that's a great responsibility. What's your background?
Well, in addition to my high school diploma, I also have a business associate's degree. I also have 1 year of BOCES technical training. And before I was hired here at Westwood Squibb, I was a machine operator for 2 years.
So what's it really like to work here?
Well, it's a clean environment, a great place to work, good benefits, and good people.
So what do you do on this line?
Well, basically, I make sure that we have all the right pieces for the line. I make sure that the line is running smoothly. I make sure that I have all the proper coating on the bottle. I'm in charge of the overall quality that the line produces each day. In other words, does the printing on the bottle look good? Do I have the right amount of lotion in the bottles and that the caps are on tightly? This is not the only line that I'm familiar with running either. I've also been trained on the tube lines, which are a lot different from these.
Thanks. You heard it here first. There's a lot to do out here in the real world and lots of fresh places to do it.
Meanwhile, at KAD, that's a Kodak division using high technology. What are they doing? They're creating cutting-edge designs that require cogitating, thinking, inspiration, designing machines of the next generation, inventing. Just like Edison, great ideas that no one will jettison. Computer jocks that work in 3D keep Kodak the world number ONE. In imaging, they never stop. CAD designers are the cream of the crop. With a job that's smooth, that's slick, that's cool. You know where they got the knowledge? High school. Sound good, design your own success. Stick to it, get through it, get the skills to be the best.
So what's a computer got to do with life in the real world? Everything, that's what. And you've got to learn to use one if you're going to make it. Here's the fun part about computers. Making computers make other things. We're in a computer-aided design room at Kodak. You know, the photo film people, except no one in here is designing film. They're all working on the high-tech side of imaging. Not just the kind of photography you see every day, but new devices, new machines that will make our lives easier in the future. Pete is designing a piece of equipment that goes into a copier. You can design something like that too, if you know how. So Pete, what are you doing here?
This is a multi-chip module that was made of low-temperature co-fired ceramic technology. What it employs are there's 12 components on it. 11 of them are chip and wire. and one of them is a surface mount.
Whoa! Wait a second. This is way beyond video games. This is serious stuff. What Pete's talking about is a series of microchips, just like the ones that run the computers in school or the games in the arcades. But Pete designed these, and he puts together the wires and circuits so they can make an office machine, like a copier, work. And when Pete finishes his job, someone else builds the microchips. Let's take a look at how that happens. We're down at the manufacturing part of the Kodak facility here with Barbara Hoffman. Barbara, how does what they design upstairs relate to what you do down here?
We build the circuitry down here. We take the chips and wire bond to them. And this is what I'm doing right now, is I'm wire bonding with this gold wire that's only 1 mil thick. Your hair is 5 mils thick.
So this is only 1/5 the size of a hair.
Yes.
And it's gold. So Barb, what does wire bonding do?
Well, in this machine right here, you take the 1 mil wire and you have to thread it through this tip. And when you thread it through this tip, it throws a spark over and causes a ball to form. Then after the ball's formed, it places the ball in a location on the chip. And then after it places it on the chip, it also places it another stitch on the circuit. And then it sort of welds it there.
So to do a job like this, you must have gone through years of college.
No, actually, I just have a high school equivalency. I first started working in the manufacturing floor and found that I didn't like working on repetitive things. So I went back and got my high school education so that I can become a technician now and work in an area where the supervisor doesn't watch you constantly. They just give you a job and you can do the job. And if you need help doing the job, you go and seek help. And there's always help available from somebody.
That sounds great. That's a wonderful job. Did it surprise you that this kind of work is part of manufacturing? Designers, scientists, people who work with robotics, engineers, all of these people work in manufacturing, in good jobs, in a nice, clean place with a good paycheck. Think about it.
Once upon a time, assembly line, hundreds of people working a grind, putting car parts together one by one, pumping out Chevys. It wasn't no fun. Nowadays, better ways, using robotics, better products, good pay, building machines to do the rough stuff while people do the thinking. One man's enough. In the 90s to crank the work of 30, dressing fresh, hands not dirty from making it, the clock and lots of G's. All it took was a high school degree, knowledge and computer literacy. They're in command of high technology. Sound good, you can build your success. Stick to it, get through it, get the tools and be the best. Me.
Check this out. Where there used to be long rows of machines and lots of people, now the machines are doing all the work, carrying and drilling and finishing. We're at AC Rochester, the home of General Motors in Rochester, and this group of machines makes the parts for fuel injection systems, the part of a car that carries gas into the engine. Maybe it'll be in a car you'll drive someday. This machine is programmed to know exactly when a component is completed and exactly when to load in the next piece. And all these other machines are programmed to process the parts until they're exactly right for the fuel injection system. And for every set of machines, there's someone who knows how to keep all these pieces running smoothly and how to make them do what people used to do. What do you think it takes to land that kind of job? It takes skills. You have to know how to work with computers, and you have to be ready to learn to use this one. The jobs where you sit in one place doing one thing, a lot of them are disappearing right before our eyes. Now employers want to find people who prepared themselves before they got here. You've got to be ready if you're going to make it. We're here at AC Rochester with Dave Fullerton. Dave controls all the machines in this area. Dave, since the machines seem to do all the work all day, what do you do?
Well, this is a flexible machining area, and because we don't have to manually load the parts anymore, we're able to spend more time troubleshooting, overseeing the whole area, looking for problems before they pop up, and assisting in our maintenance, again, a preventive maintenance type of thing, trying to prevent problems before they become big problems. There's some things that people could do to ready themselves to come into a job like this. As you can see, we do computer work, but basically the system is run by computers. Also, the programming of the machines themselves involves quite a bit of math, so any math background that anybody could have would also, increase their chances of a job like this.
So did you go to higher education, college?
I didn't. I have a high school education. My bosses must have seen it driving me here to be willing to learn in that. They offered me the opportunity at this job.
You've got to compete for these jobs the same way you'd compete for a team in school. That's why you've got to work on developing these skills now, while there are people to help you. People like your teachers, your parents, and even your fellow classmates. Because in the real world, you're often on your own. Get it? Well, we're back where we started. The school. What you've seen today are just 4 examples of the hundreds of kinds of jobs in manufacturing. Jobs that you can do if you've got the skills to do them. We learned a lot from seeing the plants from the inside. We learned that manufacturing can be an exciting field where you'll work with good people, do things that are important, and enjoy doing them. I also learned that there aren't any easy, low-skilled jobs anymore. Everyone we talked with had skills in math and science and knew how to use computers. By the time you finish high school, nearly every manufacturing company in this area will offer only high-tech jobs. If you want to have a career and make good money, we're talking $15 to $25 per hour, you'll need to be ready with the skills to do the job. Where do you get all those skills? Right here in your school. And in college, where you can develop yourself and gain the knowledge that will help you get better and better jobs as you get older. The more education you have, the further you'll be able to go. It's all up to you. If you stick to it, if you find the thing you like to do, if you study hard, not just to get good grades, but to really learn what you'll need, it's all going to pay off. And now I'll leave you with your teachers and your friends. With their help and your effort, you'll make it.
Getting some schooling, rather be coolin'. On the block with your posse, rollin'. I seen the world, the guru of rap. Payback's a fact. When you attack, knowing where you're going. Get the knowledge and the money starts flowing. Like a river flowing to the ocean. Sit back, relax, and listen to a notion. Education in relation to the blacks, whites, Indians, Hispanics, Asians. They're making it, not faking it, breaking it, shaking it, or taking it. Now they're earning more bills than they were before, because they're learning more skills that they were yearning for. Sound good? You can cultivate success. Stick to it, get through it, get the tools, and get the best.